Hi everybody, my name is Spammals and welcome back to Titanic VR. In the previous episode, we had a poke around the bow checking out the cargo hold and third class spaces, but coming up tonight, we're going to the grand staircase to see the first class areas lurking within. So, without any more stalling, let's begin! Welcome back to the game. Once again, we are here in the Mir submersible, 2.5 miles down on the bottom of the North Atlantic, only over the wreck of the Titanic. It's amazing. Now, whilst we are going to go to the first class areas in the grand staircase, the first port of call is the officers' quarters, or however much remains of it to explore. So we're going to park the sub around about here. Let's try and get as much light on that as possible, and let's jump inside the ROV. Just a thought, but in the eyes of the fish that live on the Titanic, do you reckon to them we are like aliens coming to visit from the far above? Just a thought. Welcome back to the bridge of the Titanic. Now, much like in the last episode, I'm going to do this as much as possible from the perspective of somebody actually walking the decks of the ship. I feel it's a bit more immersive. Now, right now, we're stepping into the wheelhouse. They are through the door frame. Hi, buddy. Watch out for icebergs. That's amazing. Now, if I point forwards into the darkness up ahead, that's where the pointy bit of the ship is, or the bow. Now we all know which way we're looking. Let's begin. On your right hand side, there would have been a navigating room right here, a small skinny room, and then immediately alongside that, where goes she? You got the captain's lounge. It's a place just for him. He can read books. He can bring guests back there, I suppose, if he wishes. He is the captain after all. He can do what he wishes. Not a great deal remains of both of them, but there's a lot to see and do, so please pardon me if it seems like I'm being hurryful, skipping through things a bit too quickly. There's just a lot to get in. Titanic's kind of a big ship, if you weren't aware. Anyway, behind us, we've got a corridor. Let's go down into this corridor. On your right-hand side, behind that wall, that's the uptake casing for the first funnel. And coming up, oh, bumpy, coming up on the left, it's the captain's bathroom. And oh my god, somebody left the water running. Everyone, everywhere said that at that second. Of course they did. And the captain's pooper right there. Now behind me, at the captain's bedroom. It's where the captain did his sleeping Stuff. That's cool. I mean, again, it's spoopy, but cool at the same time. You got the bulkhead peeling away, the blue light with the orange lights. It's nice, but spoopy. Moving on. So back out onto the corridor, we're going to take a left-hand turn. Now, in your heads, picture this. We're heading aft towards the grand staircase, okay? Let's take a left-hand turn. There's a porthole. High porthole. And then left into the officers' quarters. Well, the fourth officer, Joseph Boxhole's quarters, to be exact there for a second. Not a great deal remains. You can see some of his cot or bed. Got an electric heater. Is that a milk jug? Or a kettle? I don't know. It's like a serving mug of something or another. Got some drawers here. Nothing in them? Nope. Is that part of a mirror? A door? I guess it's part of whatever that was. Anyway, got a bit of wall paneling left and some light bulbs. Incredible! What's going on there? Is that part of the bed floating? I think that's maybe a bug. I'm not sure that should be on the ceiling or not. Anyway, this is early access, so things may be inaccurate, wrong, or just weird. Anyway, taking a left-hand turn back. Hang on, look. Oh, that's terrifyingly awesome. Okay, so continuing aft. On our left here, that's the officer's smoking room. It's where the boys can go and kick back and have a fat doobie. Anyway, what's this on the right? Got a cabin on the right-hand side. I'm not sure what this cabin is. Hang on, I've got the deck plans here. As always, I'm not an expert. Spammals, not expert on the screen. If I can be bothered to edit that in. So, like, I have the deck plans here, so if we're ever unsure what we're looking at, I can always refer to them so we can get the information, because the biggest thing I want to avoid is spreading misinformation, because that's dangerous on the internet. So, 1 second. Okay, the deck plans tell me this is a steward's cabin. That's amazing. Got a bedpan or a pot there. Ooh. Oh, no, that's a wash basin. Oh, that's come out of this. Oh, that's a neat little thing. Okay, so yeah, we've got a nightstand wash basin thing here. So what you're looking at here is there's a tap. Do you see that? A little bit of a soap dish. And that would be the drawer from it, and that's the basin. So what happens here is, it's hard to demonstrate with just my hands, but so there's a drawer. You peel that down, and and there's your basin there. You do business, you turn the tap on, water tumbles out, and you do all that nonsense. But then when you're done, you just fold it back up again, and the basin will then slide. Well, it turns with the drawer, and it fits inside that cavity, and the water inside just splooshes down, and there's a tank on the bottom part of it that collects the water, and the steward can come and collect it and empty it out and so forth like that. But there you go. That's amazing. Is there a mirror? Oh, we can't quite see ourselves. That's upsetting. Oh, light switches. And a plug socket. Okay, let's continue our exploration. Ah, the expansion joints. Yes, that isn't the ship cracking apart, although it kind of is pulling apart. That's the expansion joint. I've mentioned it so many times, you know exactly what that means. This is the pantry. It's seen better days. I think the ship across the board has seen better days. Okay, so we're going to start to navigate from the starboard side over to the port side of the ship. Coming up on the left-hand side, we have the Marconi room. Oh! This is where Jack Phillips and Harold Bride sent out the SOS transmissions as the ship was foundering. Starting on the left, got a bedroom. Their bedroom, to be precise. Wow. Got light bulbs. Oh, you see the brass piping there? We'll get to that in 1 second. Yeah, not a lot of anything happening in here. Okay, let's move on. So you got the main office, the main working room. Hey, what's that? Oh, cool. You've got a bit of apparatus on the floor there. Remains of a chair. Drawers. The SOS machine itself, the Marconigram thing. The beep, 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 beep. Transmitters and senders and stuff. Cool beans. Now, these pipes. These are pneumatic tubes. They connect down to the C-Deck Burzer's office, where they could then, a first-class passenger can roll up. And please, I'd like to send a message. Have my private train waiting for me at Union Street Station, blah, 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 blah. So they write it, they pop it in a tube, and it comes to here. Pops down there into a tray, bluff, and then they can then do the business. So that's handy. We still use pneumatic tubes to this day. Okay, moving on. And over here you have the silent room. This is where your generators and stuff were, your regulators and all of that jazz. Okay, leaving the Marconi office. Thank you for your work, boys. You saved many a life that night. Your efforts were not in vain. Back onto the highway. Now, do not be confused. Straight ahead of us, we shouldn't be seeing that. We got some first-class accommodation. There should be a wall right here, dividing that and this. But that's long gone, so ignore them for now. We shall see them later. Now, heading forwards once again to the pointy bit of the ship, the bow. On the right-hand side, we've got the officer's washroom. That's amazing. Yep, we've got a pooper-dooper right there. Somebody left a log inside of it. Oh, dear God. On this side, you've got a bathtub. Bathtub. 4 taps. So you got your hot and cold, regular water, and hot and cold seawater? I'm not so sure. Can't remember. I think that's the case. A skylight above us. So if you wanted to perv on an officer in the bathtub, that's your opportunity there, folks. Okay, let's get back onto the highway and continue our adventures into the officer's accommodation. See some light in the distance, not at all spoopy at all. On your left, some more officers' cabins, starting with 6 Officer James Moody. Officer Moody. He's a moody guy, apparently. Not a lot remains. I'm going to say that way too much this episode. So we've got the remains of a bed right there. We've got a nightstandy thing with drawers. And I believe that looks like a sofa. I'm going to say sofa. Sofa or table. Place your bets, everybody. Sofa or table. The mystery shall continue. After that, we're on this side. We've got Titanic's 5th officer, Lowe. Harold Lowe. That's where he lived. His room is a bit more savage, it seems. It's a sofa. It's definitely a sofa. So you got more cupboards and drawers, remains of a bed, light bulb, and window. Can we see out the window? No, we can't see out the window. Okay, let's just continue. Again, so much to see and do, we have to kind of be snappy. We can't be digging around in the silt looking for artifacts with our lovely robotic hands. Put them away. Coming up on the left, Titanic's 3rd officer, Herbert Pittman. That's where he lived. I know, we did just go from 6th to 5th to 3rd. 4th was on the other side. Ooh, more mirrors, more broken stuff. Again, I want to see more kind of knickknacks on the floor, Easter eggs. stuff of the sorts, because we're getting the same furniture repeated over and over. And that's not a criticism, because that furniture should have been there. That they're doing good. That furniture's correct. But anyway, I guess I just want a little bit more diversity, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, Titanic's second officer, Charles Lightoller, everybody. The man's a living legend. I'm bumping into everything. James Cameron and Robert Ballard are going to be so upset. Okay, that's much of the same. Let's... Light bulbs. Can I break it? Bonk. Okay. And then continue forwards. Oh, you can see the collapse of the roof there. Oh, I can't go in this one. Oh, no. Oh, the wall is... Looks like it's missing on the other side. Anyway, Titanic's first officer, everybody. William Murdoch, everyone. Again, another living legend. Didn't survive the night, but... Dear God, did he try to save as many people as possible. And then finally, Chief Officer, is it Henry Wilde? I want to say Henry. I think it's Henry. Anyway, oh, can I squeeze through? I can squeeze through! And that loop-de-loops us right back onto the bridge, onto the wheelhouse. Now, there should be some rooms here. They're also missing. You got a pilot's room. There's a chart room. And I don't know. I can't remember the other one. But anyway, oh, loading something. There we go. If I park right there, that's a nice little ending shot. That, everybody, is the officers' quarters. So welcome back into the sub. We're going to recall the ROV as we navigate towards the Grand Staircase Dome. There he is. Nice little pirouette and then reverse. Amazing. Traveling aft, we see the remains of the first funnel. We've already been over this bit. I'm not going to repeat myself so much. See the uptake casing there. Blah, 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 blah. Coming up in the distance, we have some window hatches. I called them a hatchway previously. I mean, that's what I meant, a window hatch. It's a place windows go. But now you know that bottom one by the expansion joint goes into a bathroom. And the top one goes into the Marconi room. But look at that. Coming into view now. It's the remains of the Grand Staircase. I'm going to try and park myself right here on the tippy edge. Hopefully we won't collapse through. Because, you know, we're dangerous like that. Living life on the edge. Being mavericks. Whatever. Look at the decks. That's amazing. I haven't seen this since December. I honestly haven't. It's amazing. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Is that good enough? Wait, I need that light to go straight down. Cool beans. Right, let's leave there. I had to move the mirror to get a little bit more light, but look at this. So we are now here at the first class Grand Staircase. Obviously long gone. The roof all collapsed down. We're on the boat deck level. It still looks freaking amazing. Look at that. That's amazing. I know it's a bit of a cliche to keep saying that, but look at that. It's kind of, again, haunting, but inviting at the same time. But before we drop down deck by deck, we've got some exploring to do here on the boat deck level. So we're heading forwards again towards the bow, the pointy bit of the ship. Squeezy, squeezy. Now, you're going to see some things you saw a moment ago. I want you guys to know where we are before we actually start saying what we're looking at here. Because I want to build up the mental image inside your head. Now look, there's the expansion joint that we saw earlier. Running across the ship. This is where that wall is that I said should be there. Now, straight ahead of us, we have a cabin. These are first class cabins. Got a toilet, a bathtub. Got another let's go through here. Got another cabin here. I'm gonna go through the wall, a little bit of chili, another wash basin, stuff like that. Now, we should have another cabin through that wall there. You can see, yeah, there's a doorway. That's another cabin. Now here, you've got all the electrical generators, motors rather, for the elevator shaft. Because the elevator shaft starts on A deck below us. That's where all the motors are to pull it up and down and stuff like that. More cabins, dead ahead. Can I get into any of these? Oh. Any secrets? Oh, perfect. It's in situ still, so now you can see exactly what I was trying to explain earlier. So you see, it's like that. And then you pour water, and then when you're done, you just close it up. It folds inside of it, and wabushi. It's amazing. All right. It's amazing. Ah, nice, nice, nice. Right. Let's continue the adventure. Oh, can we get into there? Is the door open? Oh, it's ajar. Oh, that's not fair. Let us in. That's where the motors are. For the lifts, you know what I mean. Oh, yes, mate. This is the door. Okay, I guess that was something else. Hey, here we go. So we are now directly above the elevators, the first class lifts. One motor for each car. That's cool. That's cool. So now you know what they looked like, where they were, and what they're connected to. This is educational history, everybody. I wonder how loud they would have been, especially if your cabin was right here, for example. Would you hear that through the wall? Like, whoa, whoa. I don't know. I don't know what sound it makes. That sounded like a horny yeti. Whoa. Anyway, let's start our descent down the grand staircase. But before we do so, I do need some more light on the situation. There we go. Sedna's lighting it up for us. Thank you, Sedna. Don't wait up. We're going to be a little while. There we go. Now, in reality, the ROVs, they have tethers and they can only go so far, and they're prone to breaking if you get them snagged or caught on glass or anything like that. And that's something that has happened in reality. But in-game, we have Wi-Fi, so we can go as far as we like. Anyway, doing a swirl, facing aft, we're descending down the grand staircase. This is the A deck level. Start and do a bit of a swoop around. Look at this. Got a chandelier hanging above us. Another one in position. Let's check out the elevators, because we saw where the motors were for the elevators. It'd be cool to put 2 and 2 together. Oh, those doorways in the open position. That's amazing. Ah, there's where the elevators were. Cars are not on this level. I wonder if they're waiting for us at the bottom. Oh, that door's open ajar. Hang on, let me try and back up. Try and get as big a wider view as possible. That's as far as I can go. Well, there you go, everybody. The first class elevators. We'll run you from A deck down to E deck. A deck. I mean, that lettering's incorrect. We've already mentioned that in the main playthrough. I'm not doing that today. I'm just here to explore what is. Accommodation all the way forwards. Oh, bathtubs. It's so cool. It's so cool. Ooh. Bumpy. Bit. Oh, that must be like a... Yeah, it's a row of toilets. Poopy. What's this? We've got some shoes. So, of course, there are no human remains left on board the Titanic. They are long gone. But when you see shoes together like that, in many cases, they're kind of like a grave marker, because it's like where a body was, and the body has gone, and the shoes now remain. But it's not always the case, because sometimes the luggage has eroded away, and like there was a pair of shoes in the luggage, and then they just left on the seafloor. Look at that. Got a marble top. It's really identifiable of what it is. Wash basin. Another sofa. Oh, I mean, everything about the Titanic, the time period, is so iconic. Like, you look at it, and it looks like it's from another time period, you know? In a good way. It's nice. And the bed. I mean, I've seen the beds in real life. Not Titanic's beds. Olympics beds. And, like, I'm a big guy, so I didn't sit on it. But I just wonder how comfortable really must they have been. Because you think technology and mattress design alone has evolved so much over the years. Another cabin. I mean, there's a lot of cabins here, so we're not going to go into every single cabin because we'll be here forever. But I want to give you a taste of what these cabins were like, and you know, and how they connected together. Again, we're seeing a lot of the same repeated over and over. I'm bumping into everything still. I apologize. Right, let's make our way back. So, I mean, for reference, we're inside the forward section of the Titanic, heading back towards the bow that way. Let's do a U-turn, head back. Oh, that light coming into shot. That light. It's so cool. Heading back to the grand staircase now. You ready for this? It's going to be good. Oh, yes, mate. That's amazing. Okay, so A deck. Well, I mean, let's continue afterwards the crump zone, the crumple zone. I don't know what the crunch zone, crush down zone. I don't know why give it a zone. Let's just head aft. Okay. Now we're heading towards what would be in the first class lounge. That should be able to see the enclosed A-deck promenade through there. Sadly, the lounge is gone. Completely destroyed. And this is as far as we can go. Again, it's kind of sad in a way. First class lounge, a really nice open space for you to relax, a place of peace more than anything, you know. And instead, in reality now, it's almost like it's been denied. Like, there is no peace here, only the death and destruction kind of thing. Anyway. Oh, that's so cool. Every time I turn the camera at it, it's like, oh, that's cool. I like that. Traveling from A deck down to B deck. Have I gone too far? Oh, I was looking down. I got disorientated. Okay, we should be on B deck now. Now, B deck, a lot of accommodation on B deck. Again, more chandeliers. More. Look at this, the collapse of the ceiling. There's so much destruction. So much destruction. Now you got the B deck entrance there. Through those double doors. Is any of them open? I don't think so. But through there, there's a little vestibule, and then you got the outer hull doors through there. And I wish we could see through the windows. I guess that's just reality. Oh, that's cool! Sorry. Let's swing around by the elevators. Yep, B deck. Confirmed. It seems almost like horrible to say, but it is a joy to be here, to be exploring this ship. My mind just kind of wants to see, it wants to know more, it wants to understand. And that's the biggest point about this, and this is what I still hope people can start to learn and realize. It's not, whilst it is entertainment, it's for good reasons. It's not like Grand Theft Auto shooting people in the face. This is enjoying history, enjoying education, enjoying learning. I'm having a nice time. Okay, we're still on B deck, coming back out on the grand staircase. Look at that shot. I just had to set that shot up. It was too cool to miss up. Anyway, we're sticking on B deck for 1 second. I want to see if we can get into any of the private promenade decks. You know, the cabins B51, 53, 56 coming up here. These were the millionaire suites, the best cabins on board, and they had their own private promenade. No, I can't. Oh, come on, let me have a look, please. But they had their own private promenades. It's basically like the 1912 equivalent of a balcony cabin from today. Let's try the other side. Yeah, the other side is just as noped. Nope, we're not seeing them today. Well, maybe from the exterior of the ship we could get into them. That's the thing to have to remember. Like, while I'm walking around this as if I was a passenger, there are exterior breaches we could maybe take advantage of. But not now. Okay, well, let's continue our descent down the grand staircase. But yes, 1912 equivalent of a balcony cabin. It's a very nice place. It's where everybody wishes they could be, basically. Anyway, dropping down to C deck. Whenever I come to C deck, my head just always spins to the starboard side because I'm looking for that purser's office. So we spoke about this earlier briefly. This is where the Marconi office had that thematic tube. This is where it connects to. Try and get a bit of a shot lined up there. There you go. You got those little vestibule bits. Lean on them, do a little bit of writing, queue up at them, get a little bit of privacy as you step up to the desk. It's so cool! Where's all the sea life at? I just realized I haven't seen any crabs or fish or anything. Where are the fish at? I remember in the main playthrough there was a crab here, and he was terrifying because I don't like crabs. Got a safe, big safe here. What's it called? Bankers of Engineers, partner safe, something. I can't quite read it. But there you go. Purser's office. Where you can secure your valuables, your jewelry, and get information about who else is on board, passenger lists, abstract of log cards, yada yada. So look. So there are the Marconi tubes. Whoop, and whoop. And off it goes. I've spoken about this before, so sorry to repeat myself, but I do fantasize, like, what if there was one final message stuck in the tube somewhere? Like, what would it be? Like, I don't know. If there was, it's destroyed. But it's a fun little mind game, right? Like, what if it could have been that one lost message that said, April Fools? Oh, I missed it. You know, oh, wow. Look at this C-deck cabin. Oh, this is beautiful. I haven't seen this before in game. Oh, look at the wall paneling. It is absolutely beautiful. I'm trying to keep my hand as smooth as I can as I pan around this because the mouse sensitivity is somewhat high. Oh, look. Stand here. Oh, this is so freaking cool. So I'm a bit speechless because I'm really taken away by this. Oh, so how much more can we see? Try and get into here. Well, there's a lot in there. Got a bed. Oh, it's so freaking good. Look at the chair. You got the springs all poinked up. Poing. I wouldn't sit on that anymore because it would break because I'm fat. Oh, it's so freaking cool. A big old brass bed. That ain't going nowhere. Can I get anywhere else? Nope, that door's closed. Back to where we came, it wasn't then. Back into the sitting room. But yeah, amazing job there. Amazing job. That made me very happy. That put a smile on my face. Makes me wonder what else can we see. Oh, of course, debris comes in shortly after. It's like they're giving us a taste of a C-deck cabin. Like, that's all you're getting. No more of that. Oh. So still on C-deck. That's the elevators right there. We're now heading forwards into more of the accommodation. Got a bathtub and a heater. Another bathtub. Another washstand. I know I'm just panning my head left and right. I'm trying to capture as much as I can as I go through. Okay, let's go into this room here. Got a cabin here. Bathroom, bathtub. Here we go. Bunk beds. And this, can I climb inside the bunk beds? Oh, yeah, we can. Okay, right. So if we're sleeping on board the Titanic in a bunk bed, this is what you would have seen. Imagine waking up right now like, I'm a bit cold. Dear God, I'm underwater. Why have I got robotic arms? No. Sorry, it's a bit insensitive. So there you have it. 3 beds in this room. Got a porthole. Got your nightstands there. Oh, you got decanters still stood where they were. Like, this is a real thing. There's photographs showing this. It's like someone, to quote Don Lynch, it's like someone took a drink, set it down, and it's remained there ever since. Let's continue the adventure as we go further into the wreck of the Titanic. Now, there are some things I want to try and see. I'm thinking I might have to cut this here because we're running way long. I don't know how long this video is going to be after editing. And as they've always been this week, we're running late as always. It's already 4 p.m. here. This video was supposed to be online 4 hours ago. So I think, actually, I know, I'm going to call this an episode Back at the Staircase, and then we're going to chase this up with one final episode where we check D, E, and F deck, and anything else that's available to us. There's a couple of places I want to try and get to. I want to see if we can reach the squash courts. We're going to go to the Turkish baths, obviously, as close to the swimming pool as we can possibly get, and if possible, down into the boiler rooms. Although I wouldn't hold your breath on that. I don't think we're going to be able to. Wow! That's amazing! And what better way to end the episode? So if you have enjoyed this, please do leave me a comment down below. I love reading them. And on that bombshell, thank you for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye, everybody!